I have something from a Twitter account. Unfortunately, I can't say the name because it's a little bit,
Haram?
A little bit haram. So, but it relates to our discussions of kind of the posting, revealing photos on Instagram, but more precisely, men not wanting their partners going out to bars and clubs and parties and whatnot. So, and you more often hear men objecting to their partners going out to nightclubs, bars, et cetera, et cetera. At least for me personally, I would not want to, I would not take a woman seriously who goes out to bars and clubs and parties. The difference is that women run passive game. And this is, I'm crediting this to, let's just say LDG on Twitter. They don't approach men, but they put themselves in positions where they could be approached by men, clubs, for example. They won't DM a man, but they'll post a picture to lure him into DMing them. So this comes back to our topic of, the revealing photos, right? Mainstream media doesn't want you to know this. Men are salesmen, women are marketers. But most guys are too naive and lack the capacity for nuanced thinking to be able to identify this distinction. In a committed relationship, a man should stop pitching and a woman should stop advertising. So, fair proposition. So advertising, posting, revealing photos on Instagram, going to the nightclub, bar, etc. But most men are fooled into believing that just because their woman isn't also initiating conversations with other men, that everything is good. She was never initiating conversations to begin with. That's not how she operates. We utilize different strategies to get similar outcomes. As a guy, you stopped talking to women, you gave up your edge, but she never stopped putting herself out there. That's why she already had a replacement for you after the breakup, because she never stopped marketing. She was generating leads the whole time. And then there's a bit more about, he's making an analogy when it comes to rhinos and stuff.
That makes sense, yeah.
So, yeah. Does it make sense, kind of?
I see the comparison. I get what they're getting at, and that definitely is something I see how it happens, and that's for some people. But yeah, I guess because it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't. The amount I post does not change if I'm single or not. What I post doesn't change if I'm single or not, because I guess I'm not posting things to begin with that are single activity. And yes, you're saying we're advertising ourselves, but I know
Should we pull up your Instagram, Kiko?
Go for it.
All right, let's pull up Kiko's Instagram.
The worst part of my night and my friends' nights, if we do go out, when we would go out, is men approaching us. That's probably the worst
part of your nights.
I don't go out. I don't have any friends either. I won't say any.
Why do we have so many cups on the table, by the way? I'm just, Jesus Christ, why are there so many cups on the table? Fuck, okay. Sorry, continue.
I do have some friends that, are more fast, as we would call them, that will talk to men, 304, you guys would call it. But no, I'm not going out for men to talk to me. I'm going out because maybe I want to have a drink and dance and listen to some good music and talk to my friends.
Well, you have a boyfriend right now, but what about when you're single?
Yes. I don't enjoy men coming up to me and talking to me when I'm out.
How did you meet your boyfriend?
I met him when I was working.
At a bar?
At the bar I work at. I was working, though.
He approached you?
Mm-hmm.
You just said you don't like it when men do that.
I don't.
But that's how you met your current boyfriend, who you're now going to marry, or you want to marry.
Yeah.
How do you want men to approach you then?
I'm not saying, I really don't know. I don't think there's any one concise way. I guess my boyfriend, how he did it, I was working. He came up to my bar, came to me, he said, "Hey, how you doing?" He got a drink, and he was told me he found me really attractive, and he asked for my phone number. I told him I don't give out my phone number at my job, but you can have my Instagram. He sent me a message on Instagram. Hey, how about that number? I gave him my number. We started talking from there.
Wait, hold on.
Will that work for everybody? No, that won't work for everybody. He's a very attractive man, so it worked for him.
Should we have him on the podcast? Do you think he'd be down?
He would be. He would. I don't know how that will go, though.
What? Would he beat me up or something? Or?
No, don't. No, you don't disrespect me. We are very different.
Yeah. We should have him on. You down?
Yeah.
Ask him if he's down. Ask him if he's down.
I don't know.
No, please, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Honestly, because if we watch the whatever, no, I don't I'm not a confrontational person. That's kind of how we work. We disagree on a lot of things because I am okay with not being right. I know the comments won't agree with that, but on my normal life, I'm fine with not being okay with everything. I'm fine with like agreeing to disagree or walking away with him thinking, you know, that he's right and above all. But on here, we're supposed to discuss things further, and we do good on our own, but I don't want outside things to affect our relationship.
Wait, so one question, bringing it back to the whole like approaching thing, right? So you said that you don't like it when men approach you when you're out partying or whatever. Just the other girls
very,
here.
Very nagging and annoying.
Other girls here at the table, like if you're at the bar, let's assume you're single, you're at the bar, like do you generally, you dislike it when men approach you in these environments? Just, here, we'll go around the table really quick answer.
I don't drink, I smoke weed.
Okay.
Can you repeat the question?
Do you like when men approach you?
question I
yeah, of
just
course.
asked?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
No. Yes.
Yes.
So you like it or you like it when men approach you? Or you dislike it when men approach you?
I like it.
You like it, okay. You like
I
it?
like it.
If it's in a tasteful manner, yeah.
Sure. Billy?
I mean, I never put myself in a situation when I never put myself in a situation when I was single to have a guy approach me in a bar or a club because I just didn't go to them.
Sure.
So I would get approached at a grocery store, and if it was done in the right way, then that's fine with me.
Okay, so some different answers there. I feel like a lot of women, though, who might complain about all these men, it's so annoying, they approach
I think
me.
it's the surroundings. You're going to find...
Well, this is in response to everybody, but not just you, but go ahead.
I think you're going to find, if you're in a club, you're most likely going to get a drunk man approaching you, and it's probably not going to be done in the most tasteful manner.
Yeah.
So that's probably why a lot of girls are turned off by it, because that's where they're being approached most.
You are most likely to have success picking up a girl if you pick her up in a way where her anxiety is low.
Yeah.
That is like, can we all agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. That's why I always encourage guys to utilize day game, as it's known. Like I tell guys, hey, do you have a dog? Pick girls up at the dog park. It's a great place. Coffee shops. Like, hey, do you know the Wi-Fi password? Easy conversation starter. Little things like that. But I want to just bring this back a little bit to what you were saying, because you're like, when you go out, you don't like when guys approach you. And then I asked you, how do you want guys to approach you? So whenever you're out and I mean, basically, the only time that a guy can approach you is when you're out of the house, right? Like, unless he breaks in and is like, date me, right?
Jeez.
So,
another problem on our hands.
so like, what's your ideal scenario? Because I mean, it's probably not approaching you at work either. You're busy. Yeah. So, like, what's your ideal scenario?
That's why I will agree that it is, in that sense, it's not really I'm not making it easy for men in that way. Maybe that's why I don't know, it's just, it is hard to be tastefully done. It is a tricky thing to do. It does help when you're more attractive, but there's even been attractive men who approach me and I'm still like, I'm just not in the mood to discuss or talk. Mm-hmm. So I can't really give a clear answer for that. I guess it's because kind of like how I grew up, and I feel like a lot of people grew up before this social media, and like we have so many options nowadays, is you dated people who you already knew. So it wasn't about approaching. It was about, we have similar friends, we come from the same area, so we've met before. So it's not really like it's not like I'm meeting you for the first time, you see me, I'm attracted to you, you come up across to me and you pitch to me. 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna like that. So that's why usually it was dating people from knowing their family, growing up around them, stuff like that.
I don't want this to come across like I'm attacking. I promise you I'm not. Like, so what you're talking about right now is one of the biggest frustrations for men in dating.
I already know.
You posed, again, another Q&A. You asked guys, what are your biggest fears approaching women? What were the predominant things that came back?
I mean, it was just rejection, judgment on his appearance.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing I could say, though, and I will, if a man comes up to me, I'm never like, ew, get away from me, I'm not going to talk to you.
Some girls are.
Yeah. I never said they weren't.
Right.
I'm saying we're talking about me, though, personally. Mm-hmm. Even though I don't like for men to approach me, I've never once been like, ew, get away from me, or been rude or of the sorts. If I'm in a relationship, I'll just quickly be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Kind of see where you're going with this. I am in a relationship. Or when I was single, I would be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm not interested in dating right now. Or I would just lie and say I am in a relationship. Make it really sweet, short, nothing. I would never
Attack somebody.
attack them. No, that's two different things.
So you're saying that it's like nagging, it's annoying. Would you also agree, though, that it's necessary?
I do see how they have to. Yeah, they have to shoot their
Right.
shot. They have to get out there in some form. So I'm not saying. That's why I have not said, don't do it. I haven't advocated for men to not approach women.
Yeah.
I'm just saying personally, I don't like it.
Because right now they're hearing you and look, by all,
But
I know,
they're hearing me. But every single, I think only Maddie was the only one who said that
I
they
will
don't
say,
like
I
it.
feel like-
they all said they like it.
Right.
Like
It's a
setting
personal problem.
matters. Say like you're in a club, like Billy said, like mostly it's gonna be drunk men that are approaching you. I don't necessarily like being in like, okay, well I'm like 18, but like if I were in a bar or club.
Mr. Casey donated $100.69. Kiko, it concerns me that you wouldn't want to invite your BF on the pod. Sounds like that you are scared that what you're saying is not well thought out and your BF wouldn't want to ruin his reputation for agreeing with delusion.
I mean, regardless if he's on here or not, we're still dating. So like that negates the whole thing. He watches the episodes. We still discuss it. That's not what I'm concerned about. I know we can have logical debates and discussions where we disagree, just us two. I don't want to bring us on this podcast where there's 10 other people sitting here in a whole panel in TTS where they could start saying things and emotions can start rising where we could start feeling a type of way that we wouldn't, that we aren't necessarily causing each other, but outside factors. Like, I feel like that's a very...
You just don't think this environment is healthy for the relationship.
Yeah, maybe when we're longer in, but we're only 7 months in, we already have a lot of healthy debates as it is. I don't think you want to throw in too much controversy into a relationship this early on.